Congress has a March 5th deadline to hammer out an immigration plan before DACA protections expire for about 800,000 of the so-called Dreamers. Democrats rejected President Trump's offer last week of amnesty for nearly 2 million illegal immigrants in exchange for border security and legal immigration cuts. But another plan exists that should be put on the table. Republican Senator David Perdue is one of the men behind it. He joins us now with more. Senator, always great to see you. I see I run into you at an event on Saturday, and I said, you better come on the show, and here you are, so thank you. So you and Tom Cotton, in my view, came up with an original idea that kind of, in some ways, mirrors what was going on in the Hill with Goodlatte and Mike McCall. Yeah. And it was focused on the 800,000 DACA people who are not kids. They are adults now, for the most part. And then you did the chain migration, end of that, end of visa lottery. And then, like three or 4 days later, suddenly it's at 1.8 million. How did you go from 800 to 1.8? And was that thought process because you needed to pick up a few people?
Well, it's great to see you again, Laura. You know, a year ago, you had Tom Cotton and myself on here, and we started then with a very conservative approach to this to solve the legal immigration problem once and for all. And we warned about the diversity lottery, and we said we needed to end the chain migration. And so what we've done now, the president has laid out, I believe, a framework that's ingenious, because we're going to find out if people are really serious about solving this immigration problem on both sides. And I think we got the framework to actually get it done now, finally.
My listeners are livid, I have to tell you. I've done this on the show for now the last 3 or 4 days. Yep. And well, when did he campaign on this? And my point is, if you want cuts in legal immigration, which is the big number, 1 million green cards every year, most of those are based not on merit, but on extended family ties, aunts, uncles, cousins, twice removed. Everyone's coming in. Right. Need to do it that way. But look, I'm not an amnesty person. I think it hurts people's feelings and sensibility who've been waiting in line for a long time. What do you say to those Americans who are upset, and then the people waiting in line who played by the rules?
The president has really laid out, he wants an end to DACA. And what that means is that he wants to provide certainty. They're not going to get in front of anybody. But what he's also done is given the conservatives of his party what he promised them he would do. A safer, secure border with a wall. He wants to end chain migration, which is the most insidious part of this. It's what's caused us to be here. And then we know we have a security issue with the diversity lottery.
Chain migration, I've got to play this for you. Kristen Gillibrand, who's going to run for president in 2020, she's already kicking off her campaign, practically, on The View this morning on chain migration. Let's watch.
I think a lot of President Trump's rhetoric is racist. And let's be very clear. When someone uses the phrase change migration, it is intentional in trying to demonize families, literally trying to demonize families and make it a racist slur.
You know, Laura, it's very interesting. They were out of touch when they tried to shut the government down. The Schumer shutdown was so out of touch with America. But the idea that the term chain migration was created by Lyndon B. Johnson. I think he was a Democrat. Bill Clinton also called for an end to chain migration when he and Barbara Jordan wanted to go to a merit-based immigration system like Canada and Australia. So this is nothing more than Democrats revealing how far out of touch they are with mainstream America. Look, 2/3 of America wants to end chain migration, end the diversity lottery, fix the DACA problem, and build that wall and make our border secure.
By the way, she kept saying chained. She's changed the term to be an ED at the end of chain.
Totally.
These are some of the polls, America's view on immigration. 65% want a DACA deal with strong border security. 68% oppose the visa lottery. 81% want legal immigration reduced. That's always the case, whether it's a Gallup poll or the Harvard-Harris poll that just came out. And 61% think current border security is inadequate. But you have people like Steve King, who was on my show on Friday. He said this.
The numbers are just stunning to see that President Trump has proposed 1.8 million amnesty to illegals. I think that this will demoralize so very many of his supporters. And how do we get back now to a place where we need to be with this?
Well, the answer is very simple. Keep our eyes focused on the prize, and the prize is to end the problems that got us here in the first place: chain migration, diversity lottery, and that porous border we have with Mexico.
And no more amnesties after this? This will be the last
Well,
one?
this is the idea, is to end the creation of the problem that created this crisis in the first place.
They're going to make you go up to 3 million, 4 million? Well, I'll say 5 million. Is it going to keep going up?
Well, no, but if you do nothing, it's going to be 7 million or more. That's what people don't realize. This is an opportunity to stop this once and for all.
You think the Democrats are going to get enough Democrats to support this?
Well, we're going to find out, if they're really serious about solving the DACA problem.
They don't want to give you a win on DACA,
no,
Senator.
No.
They don't.
But we're going to find out.
Senator Perdue, thank you so much.
Thanks, Laura.
And by the way,